video game industry doesn't want to sell you games anymore. I think the games industry is changing in a way I think a lot of people can feel, even if they haven't put words into it. It used to be simple. You bought a game, you played the game, maybe later on you bought an expansion, and that was basically the deal. And that deal is disappearing. Hi, I'm Vadd, and real quick at the start, I want to mention this is one of those you can listen more than watch. I've got footage running from games I've covered more in depth already, but here the focus is on the discussion of the visuals. So please don't worry about missing something big on screen, because this is one of those you throw on, you relax, you sit back, you listen up. Please enjoy. More and more, the video game industry is moving away from selling completed games and moving towards owning ecosystem. They do not just want your $60 or $70, they want your $40 or $50. No. They want your console purchase, your subscription, your battle pass, your cosmetic skins, your monthly renewal, your friends list, your habit, your attention, your time. And ideally, they want all of that locked in one place where leaving feels inconvenient. Once you start looking at the games industry that way, a lot of things that seem separate start to connect. Looking at the rising console prices, Grand Theft Auto plus subscription membership. Fortnite's really a platform, not a game. Roblox, how about Game Pass, PlayStation Network Plus, all the battle passes and storefronts built directly into an experience that never needs them. It's starting to look like the same story. But this isn't just about one expensive console late in the cycle. It's not just about one annoying subscription. It's not just about the live services only getting worse. This is about a business model the entire industry is trying to shape into. I think the old goal was simple. Make a good game, sell the game. I'm a huge fan of this, but I think the new goal is different, and I don't think I like it as much. It's build a system people enter and keep spending inside and never leave. This is a completely different incentive structure. Once that becomes the goal, you stop thinking about making a complete product. Instead, you start thinking about retention, recurring revenue, monetization layers, digital identity, content cadence, whales, engagement loops. How hard is it for the player to leave? Hey, real quick, if this video is making sense so far, liking helps a lot. It tells YouTube this is worth showing to more people. And if you want to support the channel directly, I have a Patreon with a single pay what you want tier. It helps me keep making videos and stay independent. Overall, I think this industry shift explains a lot of what's happening in modern games right now. This is a shift from selling games to owning ecosystems. I think at the center of this whole discussion, this whole conversation is one major shift. The original model of video games was product first. It was customer experience first. Make a thing, sell a thing, and maybe support it later. But no longer is that the case. The new model is ecosystem first. Get the player into a larger environment, keep giving them reasons to stay there, spend there, and build habits there. And that ecosystem takes a lot of different forms. It can be a console ecosystem where you're locked into a subscription ecosystem. It can be a live service ecosystem. It can be a user-generated platform. It might be a storefront with social features, but the pattern's all the same. The industry has realized that one clean sale is good, but a player who is captured and keeps paying and playing forever is better. From a business perspective, this makes sense. Recurring revenue is more stable and more predictable, and it makes the investors happy because it smooths out the gaps between major releases. But from the player's side, this changes the relationship completely, because once a game is no longer just the product, but the front door to a spending system, design priorities shift. It's no longer what makes this fun, but now it's what keeps them here, gets them checking in tomorrow, what gets them to spend more money, spend again, what makes quitting feel like losing something. I think this is where a lot of the uglier stuff is creeping in. Once you understand the bigger shift, once you start to see it, the console side starts to look very, very different too. I think consoles are the entry gates. Video game consoles are not just boxes that play games anymore. They are becoming expensive entry gates into a wider spending environment. This is why rising console prices matter beyond simple sticker shock. And the older model, paying for the hardware felt like paying for access to a library. You bought the machine so you could buy games and play them. Now it feels increasingly like you're paying to enter a monetized mall. The hardware is not the end of the transaction, it's just the first transaction. It's the gatekeeper to see if you have the money to keep spending. Because once you're inside, then the rest of the ecosystem starts to work on you. Your friends list, the games, the subscriptions, the digital extras, the premium editions, accessories, storefronts, services, monthly fees. This high barrier is deliberate and it matters. because it's not asking simply, can you afford a machine? It's also saying, are you the kind of customer who can keep spending money after you get in? We've priced this so high, we know you have money to spend. I think this is a much uglier way to think about what gaming platforms are becoming. At the time of recording, GTA 6 is the perfect ecosystem anchor. It's not just another big game, it's a premium must-have product. This is a game that people will justify buying hardware for. This is a game that will actually move consoles. This game will dominate attention for months and years to come. And when a product is that powerful, it does more than sell copies. It strengthens the entire ecosystem around it. It sells hardware. It drives subscription. It pulls in lapsed players back in. It keeps attention locked on the brand. It creates a giant funnel for future monetization. And this is why Grand Theft Auto 6 is so important in this time in this conversation, because its value is not just that it's a game people want. Its value is that it can function like an anchor for a much bigger spending environment. The facts are, once something becomes culturally unavoidable, people stop evaluating it like a normal purchase. They start evaluating it like the entry into the thing that everyone has to be a part of. And this is going to make it easier to attach more to it. Higher price tags, premium editions, subscription tie-ins, these long-term online monetizations, these deeper pushes into recurring spending. And this is why Grand Theft Auto Plus matters, because it shows a direction of travel the industry is heading. GTA Plus is important because it's not just simply there to exist, it's revealing something. It tells you the Grand Theft Auto developers, Rockstar, are thinking more than just the sell of the game. They're thinking long-term and reoccurring value extraction over time. The key detail here is this is not harmless cosmetics. It's actually in-game perks, bonuses, convenience, access, advantages that make the experience meaningfully better. Frankly, if you play Grand Theft Auto, the GTA Plus subscription is not a side feature. This subscription offers in-game advantages. It is a part of gameplay itself. It's blurring the line between optional purchases and soft pressure. No. It's not just fan membership and expected cost here. GTA 6 is one of the biggest online spaces in gaming because the subscription is not attached to some niche live service experience. This GTA Plus membership is attached to one of the biggest entertainment products on the market. And this is how recurring spending gets normalized. It's not by forcing everyone to buy it, just by making them feel like it's the natural way to fully participate. It's the same thing Fortnite has going on. Fortnite is not a game, simply, not just a game. It's a platform, a social space, a rotating shop, a live event venue, a hub, a third space, a creator economy layer on top, a crossover machine, and yes, a spending environment designed to keep people circulating through it constantly. You don't just play Fortnite, you live around it. This is a key difference. Once a game becomes a platform, its value is no longer tied only to the quality of one core experience. Its value comes from becoming a place people keep returning to for a different reasons. To play with friends, to check the shops, to level up their pass, to see the crossover, to catch the event, to mess around with creators they follow, to stay current. This is platform logic, not video game logic. I've spoken about this before, that Fortnite and casinos have huge comparisons because Fortnite isn't literally a slot machine, but it's built around constant stimulation, rotating incentives, limited time pressure, identity spending, low friction purchases, and an environment designed to keep you checking back in. The point of it is not one clean transaction, the point is ongoing circulation. This is not a side effect, this is the model, and Grand Theft Auto and Rockstar do the exact same thing. These are not exceptions. It's a bigger pattern. You can look at Roblox into the continued expansion of platform thinking. Roblox has been doing its own version quietly for years. Roblox is not just a game, it's a connected ecosystem where people create, play, earn, spend, and socialize inside the same structure. The important thing here is it's not just one individual experience, it's an environment, it's a platform as a product. These companies are combining players, creators, commerce, identity, and social life into one giant system, and it's making this system stronger because leaving no longer means you stop playing a game. It means disconnecting from your purchases, your habits, your social circles, your progress, your audience, your identity. This kind of lock-in is incredibly powerful. And from the business side of things, isn't it just the dream? You're not selling entertainment. You're owning the place where entertainment, identity, and spending all happen at the same time. Even if we go out of the current big three of platform style games, Fortnite, Grand Theft Auto, and Roblox, The same logic keeps showing up with these subscription, passes, and storefronts. This shift is not limited to Fortnite, GTA, Roblox. It's really everywhere. Game Pass changes the relationship from ownership to ongoing membership. PlayStation Plus does the same in its own way. These battle passes turn progression into a seasonal monetization track. Storefronts are no longer passive menus, they are active sale environments. These premium currencies are there to disconnect spending from real-world cost. Skins are no longer just cosmetic, they're self-expression turned into revenue. These timed offers turn patience into a disadvantage. I got it. Each one of these things by itself sounds manageable, and sometimes they are. But stacked together, they create this new normal where the video game industry is no longer asking, how do we sell a good game? It's asking, how many monetization layers can we stack before people push back? I think once players tolerate a certain amount of that pressure at a younger and younger age, that tolerance does not become the ceiling, it becomes the floor. I think this is the biggest long-term problem. I think the video game industry loses when everything becomes an ecosystem. When the video game industry moves from completed products to owned ecosystems, something important is lost. Closure, completeness, clarity. The idea, concept, and execution of the game can simply be a finished thing you buy, enjoy, and walk away from satisfied. That model still exists, still works, still thrives. There's an idea that a game can simply be finished, you buy it, you enjoy it, and you walk away. There are still great self-contained video games. There are still developers actively working on the creative side of the industry, making products instead of designing spending machines. But let's be clear here. The pressure from the top of the market is trying to push and move in this other direction towards big ecosystems, bigger lock-ins, more reoccurring revenue, more social dependency, more layered monetization, more anxiety and reasons not to. And as that model succeeds, it starts to shape design across the whole industry. Even games that aren't properly, fully, or ever could be built around it try to borrow those habits with daily check-ins, these roadmaps, time maps, retention shops, seasonal pressure, artificial scarcity, the constant account-based identity, FOMO by design, that fear of missing out. At a certain point, games stop feeling like the point. It's the ecosystem. When I look at the modern video game industry, I do not think the biggest change is that games suddenly cost more, or that subscriptions are more common, or that live service is everywhere. I think the real change is that the business increasingly does not want to sell you a completed game and leave you satisfied. Instead, they want to own the environment you play in. They all want to be platforms, they want to be storefronts, they want to be subscriptions, they want that social layer, the progression track, they want to know who your friends are, when you play with them, what did you buy last, they want to build these habits. These companies want to own the whole stack. The game is no longer the product, it's the front door. This is part of why these rising console prices late in the cycle, Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite, Roblox, Game Passes, Battle Passes, storefront designs, they're all connected. They're all connected. They're part of a larger shift from buy game, play game, instead to enter ecosystem, never leave, spend forever. And I think this is one of the most important changes happening in the industry. I also think it's why we see the continued rise of the pendulum as it swings back towards independent developers. And if you want to hear me talk more about indie games and what is an indie game, I'd love to do that with you. Click on the video right now on the screen. I'm Vadd. Thank you so much for watching this one and spending time with me. I'll see you in the next one.